Hey everyone, it's Schmuckles. Today we're going to talk about Chapter 32 New Killer Theories. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more content like this. I'm also live on Twitch right now streaming Dead by Daylight, link for that in the description below. First off, I want to start off this video by saying that it seems like it's most likely going to be Vecna from Dungeons & Dragons. We have a mountain of evidence that we've covered on this channel, sort of overviewing all of the information with those leaks and rumors, but this is something that's not confirmed by Behavior Interactive, so I wanted to kind of explore the possibility if Chapter 32 is somehow not Vecna, then what are the most likely options on the table? It does seem pretty likely that Vecna is going to be the anniversary, but since Behavior Interactive hasn't confirmed anything, I kind of just wanted to post this fun little devil's advocate video exploring other possibilities. I know no matter how many times I reiterate this, I'm still going to get backlash, but I do think Vecna is most likely. This video is sort of just for fun, like somehow if those leaks are not true, then what is most likely? So the underlying assumption that we're going to have for this video, which actually might not be true, is that Vecna is not the anniversary chapter. If that was the case, Behavior Interactive would be cackling behind the scenes every time I post a video about these rumors. It would have been a gotcha moment repeatedly over and over, and they're probably just waiting to see the community's reaction to this thing not being Vecna. If the anniversary chapter is not Vecna, that would mean that everything that Gumpy has said has just been either one, a lucky guess, or two, Gumpy actually does have inside information and chose to troll us with Vecna D&D as that final anniversary chapter. Based off of the roadmap that Dead by Daylight posted today, people are wondering if the Vecna D&D rumors are somehow not true, if the anniversary chapter could be related to this tome cutscene that we see right here. Recall there was some sort of like bipedal spider that the observer encountered in one of the tome cutscenes, and people are wondering if this spider creature is somehow connected to this cocoon that we still see on the Macmillan Estate water tower. It has these sort of claws coming out of the cocoon right here, and we can kind of see that it looks like the entity. The entity is only ever really seen twice in the game Dead by Daylight. One is when you hit second phase on the hook, and two is in the endgame collapse, and three technically I guess would be this sort of cocoon thing that actually looks like the entity is coming out of it. Well, on the anniversary poster, we do see the entity's claws appearing there too. So I think this theory is exploring the possibility, is it claws or could it be spider legs? So I thought this theory is pretty interesting. Like I said before, I feel like we're somewhere in like the 80 percentile probability that this thing is going to be Vecna for Chapter 32. If it's somehow not Vecna, another interesting theory that I saw was something related to the casting of Frank Stone for the anniversary chapter. It'd be pretty on the nose if Frank Stone's mask is just simply on the poster and it's sort of spoiling the whole chapter. Something that really caught my eye is this PTB background has a green sky. Obviously, it could just be an aesthetic that's not really teasing anything, but they did actively choose to put a green sky there. And if you look at the trailer for the casting of Frank Stone, they also have a green sky color palette in that trailer. And I'd say that the PTB background is also a green sky. Like, it really does look like those are clouds and they actually made the skyline green. The color palette looks almost identical to the trailer in the casting of Frank Stone. And green skies in general are not very common. So I'm wondering if the color palette here was somehow a nod towards the casting of Frank Stone. It does seem heavily implied that we're going to be getting some sort of news for the casting of Frank Stone during the anniversary live stream. But I thought it was interesting how people made this connection to the actual PTB background. Like, the casting of Frank Stone could be an announcement in the live stream, but I really wouldn't expect it to be anywhere in Dead by Daylight's PTB. I thought that connection right there was pretty interesting. So this kind of turned some heads, and people were actually thinking, well, Gumpy was correct about previous things, but maybe he was also giving out wrong info as well. Oh, speaking of which, I meant to put this in a previous video, one of my recent videos. People were asking, why do we think it's going to be a Vecna D&D chapter? And someone said, because a guy who leaked Alan Wake, Chucky, and the Unknown, he also predicted this upcoming chapter would be Vecna-ish. And Gumpy responded and said, yeah, a random person who got some guesses right, and now people think he knows upcoming chapters. There's an imposter Gumpy account out there, someone who actually just changed one of the numbers at the end of Gumpy's username and is pretending to be Gumpy. This is actually the real Gumpy right here. I think this was a video from like last week or something. Someone commented on the same video from last week, would there be a chance of a survivor with D&D if the rumor is true? That's also a great question too. Gumpy commented and said, I was wondering the same thing. So that's pretty crazy. If the green background and the green sky is somehow related to teasing something for the PTB, people are also wondering if Predator is a possibility. I mean, the green color palette would definitely fit with Predator because it would be some sort of dark, mysterious horror jungle map. I thought that was kind of interesting as well. People are also thinking heavy Predator vibes from the skulls. I'm probably not behind that idea entirely because there are skulls actually in every single Dead by Daylight anniversary poster. Harry Mason on Twitter said that they think the new chapter is Vecna from Stranger Things. This person is thinking that the 8 actually looks like the fingers of Vecna. We can tell that there's a special attention to detail with the shape of the 8 on this poster. It does somewhat match the shape of Vecna's fingers, but I'm sure people could also argue it looks like the entity's claws as well. There was this post on Twitter Twitter as well in regards to the anniversary banner. The fact that there's 3 skulls in the poster for the 8-year anniversary, people think that could be relevant to the 3 witches and the sisters that are in Resident Evil Village. I'm personally not really behind this one. Another theory that I saw floating around out there is actually related to this character in the Dead by Daylight lore called the Mad Designer. This Mad Designer is apparently the creator of the masks for the Twisted Masquerade anniversary event in Dead by Daylight. So people are thinking that the Mad Designer could potentially come in as a killer in the future. And since the killer already has ties to Dead by Daylight's anniversary event, maybe Dead by Daylight would bring them in as the anniversary killer. And apparently there's already a model used for her in the promos for last year's anniversary. And when talking about previous promos for anniversary events, I believe that this is the Mad Designer's hand that's holding up the Twisted Masquerade mask here. People wondering if this character would ever become a playable character in DBD think that Saku would come in as the survivor. This is a character that we see in the DBD lore and just some of the tome cutscenes. This was from tome 15. That's another theory that's floating around out there too. This next information which regards the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise actually comes from Nightmare Laser. He's from my Twitch community. So a big shout out and a big thanks to Nightmare Laser for bringing this to my attention. Today on Reddit, Scott Cawthon was actually addressing some of the information in the FNAF franchise. He's sort of addressing this email about the Talbert files. He pretty much says at the end of this message, more importantly, if I ever wanted to give clarification on anything like I'm doing right now, I would do it through a Reddit post, not through a personal email. He also said, I have something fun planned for the 10-year anniversary for FNAF, and I hope to post about that soon. Now, there's a lot of different things that this could be, but if somehow the Vecna D&D rumors are not true, the fact that Scott is saying that this is going to be coming soon, the PTB for the anniversary for Dead by Daylight is on May 14th. People are wondering, is it possible Scott could be talking about a reveal for Five Nights at Freddy's in Dead by Daylight chapter? I still think it is most likely Vecna for the anniversary, but it is worth noting that there are some things in the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise I could kind of make a case for it being a possibility for the anniversary. Anyways, let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. We're watching very closely. A lot of time new news comes out right around the PTB time for the Dead by Daylight new killer, so make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel with notifications on if you want to be up to date with all of the rumors, theories, leaks, and things related to chapter 32. And reminder, I'm also live on Twitch right now streaming Dead by Daylight, link for that in the description below. Let me know your honest thoughts in the comment section below. Keep it civil, please. Based on all the clues, do you think we have any idea what the new killer is going to be for this next chapter? Do you think Vecna from D&D is most likely? Do you think something else is more likely? That does it for this video. Goodbye.